Right now, live at 5.
As we head into a new year, hear from Duluth City councilors about their priorities for 2022.
Plus, the Better Business Bureau is now investigating a company that people claim either gave them the wrong COVID test results or no results at all. And a Minnesota court weighs in on a key polymet permit, what that means for the company's copper nickel mine proposal.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. A new year brings new faces and new priorities for the Duluth City Council.
CBS3's Natalie Grant spoke with council leaders today about what they are hoping to accomplish this year. Natalie, what did they have to say?
Well, Kristen, as you mentioned, tonight's meeting is among the first with newcomers Azreen Owl and Mike Mayo. It's also the first meeting where Eric Forsman will serve as president and Janet Kennedy as vice president. I spoke with Forsman earlier today about what he would like to see the council accomplish in 2022. He laid out 3 areas where he would like to focus: downtown safety and revitalization, economic growth, and opportunities for kids centered around childcare and recreation. Now, though COVID has been a main priority for the council for the past 2 years, Forsman says that he is hoping to look towards the future.
I'm going to be looking at some strategic things that we could be doing and trying to set a course for the next 5 to 10 years to plant some seeds. It takes some time to do those things, but if you don't plant seeds, you can't harvest anything in the future either.
Now, Forsman also said that he will be working alongside Mayor Larson and our state representatives to secure money for Duluth in this year's legislative session that kicks off a week from today. It's also a bonding year, and as a part of that, Governor Tim Walz has proposed $12 million for Spirit Mountain to help improve infrastructure at the financially struggling ski hill. And looking ahead to tonight's meeting, the big topic on the council is how the plans to fill that at-large seat that will be vacated by Derek Medved next month. He announced last week that he's stepping down halfway through his first term to focus on his business. Forsman says there is a resolution on the agenda for this evening.
And Natalie, what are we expecting with that resolution?
Well, it would set an application process and a timeline for filling that seat. Forsman expects that application to open sometime tonight or tomorrow morning, but we'll find out specifics at tonight's meeting.
All right, and of course we will follow tonight's meeting and have the latest tonight at 10. Thank you, Natalie.
The Better Business Bureau is now investigating a company that people claim either gave them the wrong COVID test result or no result at all. The Center for COVID Control operates testing sites across the nation, including this one in Virginia, Minnesota. The Illinois-based company has an F rating on the BBB's website. 22 customers have filed formal complaints against them. A regional director for the Wisconsin BBB says based on the number and nature of the complaints, the company was given the lowest possible rating.
It is an algorithm based on several different factors. One of the factors is the failure to respond to 9 complaints filed against a business, the length of time the business has been in operation, any government actions on a company.
The Center for COVID Control recently closed all of its locations for a week, and a January 13th news release blames the high demand for testing and understaffing. Those sites are expected to open again this week, but public health experts advise using caution and instead considering a state or county-run testing site. And as we reported last week, the Minnesota Attorney General's office has also filed a lawsuit against the company. His office advised anyone with more information to come forward. We have information on how to do so on our website.
This week, Bayfield County is hosting 2 mobile COVID vaccine clinics. Tomorrow, there will be one in Drummond from noon to 6 p.m. at the Civic Center. Another will be held Thursday in Cornucopia from noon to 6 p.m. at the Town of Bell Community Center. The clinics are free and open to the public. COVID booster shots will also be available.
Opening statements started today in the civil rights trial of 3 former Minneapolis police officers. Jay King, Thomas Lane, and Tao Tao are charged with depriving George Floyd of his civil rights during the arrest that led to his death. Prosecutors say the 3 men stood by as former officer Derek Chauvin slowly killed Floyd right in front of them. The defense argued Chauvin called all of the shots as the senior officer on the scene. Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. King knelt on Floyd's back while Lane held down his legs. Tao kept bystanders from intervening.
The Minnesota Court of Appeals has ruled in favor of most of a key polymet permit, but is calling on a state agency to do more research. At issue is the water discharge permit. Today, the court overruled the majority of challenges to the permit, which were made by opponents of the copper-nickel mining project. But there was one aspect of the permit left in question. That's whether any discharges by the polymet project would violate the Clean Water Act. So the court sent the permit back to the MPCA for further analysis. This ruling is the latest in a long list of legal challenges since the state approved the project more than 3 years ago.
President Biden is meeting virtually with European allies today amid rising tension in Ukraine.
The meeting comes as Russian troops remain poised to potentially invade. Natalie Brand has the latest from Washington.
President Biden returned to the White House Monday ahead of a video call with European leaders to discuss Russia's military buildup on Ukraine's border. The Biden administration is considering sending several thousand U.S. troops and equipment to reinforce the eastern flank of NATO.
The number of forces that the Secretary has placed on heightened alert comes up to about 8,500 personnel.
In Kyiv, the State Department has ordered the families of American diplomats to leave the country. They've advised private U.S. citizens to do the same, along with non-essential American embassy personnel. Additional resources in the form of $200 million of emergency military assistance from the United States has already started arriving in Ukraine. Another shipment of military equipment is expected Tuesday.
We've never ruled out the option of providing additional assistance in advance of an invasion. Those discussions have been ongoing.
Russia released new video Monday showing military exercises near the border. Roughly 100,000 Russian troops are deployed on 3 sides of Ukraine, even as Russia denies that it's preparing to invade. In a village in Ukraine along the front lines, residents like this woman hope for peace, as Putin demands assurances that Ukraine will never be allowed to join NATO, a demand the U.S. and NATO call a non-starter. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
On Monday, NATO outlined a series of potential troop and ship deployments in the region.
Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. And Dave, another cold one. A lot of us are battling out there today.
Yeah, it's still January, so it's still cold. And tonight, it's going to get awfully cold once again. Actual air temps, I think, in the range of 10 to 30 below. And factor in a wind that'll be gusting towards 20 miles per hour from the northwest. And we come up with a recipe for a wind chill warning for inland parts of northern Minnesota, especially the Arrowhead, and a wind chill advisory for central Minnesota, much of the North Shore, northwestern Wisconsin, and our slice of the Upper Peninsula. So bundle up, because the heat will be removed from exposed skin as if it was actually 30 to 40 plus below. It will be cold. Now, why are we cold? Yeah, another push of Arctic high pressure deflecting a couple of low pressure systems. But that one over towards the Dakotas will be with us by Wednesday night. And once it gets here, it'll help lead a charge towards a warm up in our region. But not right now. Short-term forecast says 20 below here in the Twin Ports, 30 below towards International Falls, maybe 10 below around Ironwood. Wind chill alerts are in effect for everybody. Then tomorrow it'll be mostly sunny, calm, and cold with a high of only 3 below. But again, things will warm up on Wednesday. That'll help trigger some snow, and I'll talk about how much coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, the Minnesota DNR is reviewing deer population goals across the state. The zones in our region that may be affected coming up in City by City.
You're watching CBS3 Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Briggs LaSavage, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson. On Live, local, CBS3.
Hi, Russell Nicolay, Nicolay Law Office. If you've been seriously injured, we can help. For the last 14 years, my office has been helping folks like you and holding insurance companies accountable. My award-winning legal team can help you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured, get Nicolay. We win or you don't pay.
lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure. I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
We're getting the band back together.
I'm just so excited to be back with Kristen on the anchor desk. It's been so long, but it feels like it's been no time at all.
Yeah.
I feel like we just have a great connection, and
Having someone come onto the show who loves the area as much as I do, who knows the area as well as I do, like she's from here. I mean, it's the perfect fit.
Live local to a T.
Watch Kristen and Briggs at 5 and 6 p.m. Stay connected to Live Local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park tonight, where it's been much quieter lately with shipping season on pause. And you can see some ice starting to form there in the harbor. Dave will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes. But first, let's head over to Kristen for a look around the region.
Hibbing is looking to fill a vacant city council seat, and Washburn is looking for community input on a future reconstruction project. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start off in the Arrowhead region tonight, where feedback opened today on deer population goals. The DNR is currently asking for public input on deer population goals in 28 of 130 deer permit areas across the state. The population goals may increase, decrease, or stay the same for the next 5 to 10 years. The DNR will also host a public meeting to take comments on the 6 areas in the Arrowhead this Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7:30. Additionally, there will be a web session tonight for areas north and west of Grand Rapids. And next we head to Hibbing, where the City Council is now taking applications to fill a vacant seat. The City Council currently has a vacancy for Ward 4, the southwest section of the city. Applications are available on the city's website, and those are due February 17th. Interviews will be held during a public meeting on February 23rd. And we wrap up in the city of Washburn, Wisconsin tonight, where they will be hosting a public meeting this Wednesday for the future of a major city street. WisDOT and the city are still in the planning stages of major reconstruction to Bayfield Street from 2024 to 2027. In October, 2 public meetings were held considering detour options, but this week's meeting will present a 3rd detour option that would allow for more construction at once. We will have a link to this meeting and all of today's stories available on our website. And if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, a local college has a chance at a prestigious award and a $1 million prize. Details coming up in just a few minutes.
The almanac says our high temp today was only 6 above. Tomorrow we drop to 20 below, even here in the Twin Ports. Colder temperatures only with us a couple of days, because by Wednesday we could warm up rather rapidly. That'll trigger a snow chance, which we'll talk about coming up after our break.
Stay connected to Live Local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories. Local high school hockey lives right here on Thursday Night Face-Off. Whether you're looking for scores, game-winning plays, or more, tune to CBS3. Thursday Night Face-Off with Duncan Goldberg and Kevin Moore, brought to you by Essentia Health.
At Humana, we believe your health care should evolve with you. And part of that evolution means choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you are covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits, but you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums and still not get prescription drug coverage. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for as low as a $0 monthly plan premium in many areas. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals and telehealth coverage with a $0 copay. So call or go online today and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan could save you money. Humana, a more human way to health care.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day. Join me, Kristen Vaki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining.
Brought to you by Range Regional Airport. Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Only on live, local CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
The cold came a-calling rather vigorously for some towns again this morning. Take a look at this morning's wake-up temperatures up north. International Falls, 26 below. Should be that cold again tomorrow morning. If not, 30 below straight up or straight down. 15 below for Orr, 9 below Hibbing this morning, 11 below Grand Rapids. On the milder side, Moose Lake had 0, Solon Springs 1, Ashland 4 above. Into Upper Peninsula, Ironwood had 2 below. Well, I think we're all going to be just a little bit colder than we were this morning come tomorrow morning. And on top of it, we do indeed have wind chill alerts to talk about, which we'll mention here in just a bit. Right now, current conditions say Duluth International's got a clear sky with 3 above. Northwest winds going 9 miles per hour, already creating a wind chill factor of 12 below. And so, yes, inland parts of Minnesota, especially northern Minnesota, wind chill warning tonight with air temperatures getting towards 30 below, feels like temperatures 40 below. The rest of us face a wind chill advisory, and the advice is, of course, bundle up as you're out and about overnight. Actual air temps at the moment, already 6 below International Falls, 2 below for Hibbing, still 3 above in Cloquet, 5 above from Superior to Solon Springs, 7 above from Ashland to Hayward, 6 to 7 above for Ironwood. But positive numbers like this will become a memory until Wednesday afternoon when we perk up temperature-wise as a new low-pressure system brings us a snow chance and a warm spell that could last a couple of days. Right now, local Doppler map shows with Arctic high pressure once again in control, not too many clouds in the sky. I've got to back off so you can look towards the UP to see any in the sky right now. Well, that will change as our Arctic high pressure pushes in for the short term, making it clear and cold overnight here tonight. And then, once we get into Wednesday, as I mentioned, a new low pressure system starts to make things go towards the warmer side, and we get a light snow chance that'll come in probably Wednesday night. And I'm thinking we'll be getting about 1 to 3 inches during that time period around our area. The 1 more likely in Minnesota, the 3 more likely for our friends in the snow belt. Now, let's get into the forecast for the week ahead. What do we have coming around tonight? There's those actual air temps that'll run 15 to 30 below. The warm spot will be by the lake at 15 below. The cold spot 30 below towards International Falls. Clear and cold and windy. Northwest wind 10 to 20. That's why Minnesotans have a wind chill warning up north and a wind chill advisory down south. Wisconsin and Michigan, folks, there get a wind chill advisory as well. Should be clear and cold in Wisconsin, but that northwesterly wind could trigger some snow showers to the tune of an inch for the Upper Peninsula. Tomorrow in the Upper Peninsula and northern Wisconsin, mostly sunny for Wisconsin. Still a little light snow shower activity for the UP with highs 1 below to 2 below. Minnesota highs 5 below inland to maybe 0 right by the lake. Oh, will that change on Wednesday? I think it will. We may start at 25 below even in Duluth Wednesday morning, but that approaching low rapidly warms it up in the afternoon. 18 above with a 50% chance for light snow. That'll be followed by A little bit of a cool down again for Friday and Saturday. Morning lows back below 0. But as the rest of the week unfolds, by this time next week, we could be 20 above. And that's where we're supposed to be this time of year.
That sounds much better.
I think it does too. We've paid our penance and our price with below 0 temperatures.
Yes.
Now we can enjoy some normal conditions without feeling too guilty.
Yeah, for a few weeks anyway. Then I feel like it'll just matter of time.
And
for the
comes
back
February.
It's always a surprise in February. Thanks, Dave.
Salt can be helpful on our slippery winter roads, but harmful to our ecosystem. That's why the Wisconsin DNR and Wisconsin SaltWise team, they teamed up for Salt Awareness Week. Today through Friday, they'll be holding expert panels sharing how oversalting can lead to high chloride levels in water. That can harm ecosystems and cause damage to man-made infrastructure. To reduce the need for salt, experts suggest shoveling snow early before it can create ice or scattering salt over wide areas. And they say a coffee mug can take care of an entire driveway.
Northland College is in the running for a big award and some hefty prize money. The Aspen Institute has named Northwood Technical College in Superior as one of its top community colleges. That means it's eligible for the Aspen Award and a $1 million prize. Northwood Tech, formerly known as Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College, is one of 150 schools eligible to compete. The award goes to a community college with a high attainment, performance, and outcome standard. Later this year, the 150 eligible schools will be trimmed down to just 10 finalists before a winner is chosen.
Tax season is officially underway. Starting today, the IRS will begin accepting individual income tax returns. But the IRS is still facing a significant backlog from last year due to the ongoing pandemic. The agency said it's also trying to catch up after being forced to close offices and adjust to staffing shortages. Regardless, taxes are due by April 18th, and Treasury officials said there is no current plan to extend that deadline.
It's that time of the show now where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from the Northwoods Humane Society in Hayward.
Yeah, this is Jinx. He is a 2-year-old lab shepherd mix looking for a loving home. Our friends at the shelter tell us he is very energetic, friendly, and house-trained. He loves to play with not only his people, but also other dogs.
Very smiling.
Look at that face. Oh, the head tilt. He's a ham, looks like, huh?
Yeah, and his little ear, too. The one ear kind of sticks up a little more than another.
Good old floppy ears. Well, if you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Jinx, you can call the number on your screen. Adorable.
Still to come, the Winter Olympics are just under 2 weeks away, and athletes are arriving in China facing some of the strictest COVID policies in the world. Now, these games will be unlike any other.
I protect this house every time I step on the ice. J3 Insurance protects my house, my family, and everything important to me 24/7. Visit or call J3 Insurance today and protect what matters to you.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure, I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-310-2570. That's 1-800-310-2570 now.
Chinese authorities are racing to test millions for COVID-19 after a cluster of cases hit Beijing.
That comes as U.S. athletes and others around the world are starting to arrive for the Winter Olympics, which kick off in just weeks. CBS's Ian Lee reports from London.
With athletes landing in Beijing for next week's Olympics, this is the welcoming committee, complete with hazmat suits, masks, and goggles. China's zero tolerance for COVID means it won't be your typical Winter Games. Athletes will be living in a tightly controlled bubble, including Chicago native and bobsledder Asia Evans.
It's best to stay safe and healthy, and I'm honored that we're still able to compete and participate in the Winter Olympic Games.
Anyone entering the bubble must be fully vaccinated or face 21 days in quarantine. China is also mass testing millions in the lead up to the opening ceremony. This Chinese official says we must go all out, seize every second, and be on guard against COVID. Like last summer's games in Tokyo, fans will be banned from events. So they'll have to watch the colorful choreography and competition like the rest of us on their TVs at home. Ian Lee, CBS News.
The opening ceremony begins next Friday, February 4th, and around 3,000 athletes will take part.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight, including gas price warning, why your next trip to the pump may cost even more. We've got that and more news tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning brought to you by the Birth Center at Essentia Health. By your side every step of the maternity journey so you can rest easy knowing you're both in good hands.
I decided to attend Lakota Ojibwe College because it really dawned on me how much it felt like a family and how much it felt like home, and I had a hard time seeing myself anywhere else.
Sick of waiting for your furniture to arrive? Menards has furniture you need in stock. Plus, you get a free rug. That's right. Buy any upholstered living room furniture at $299 or more and get a free 5x7 area rug. That's $149.99 in savings. Need a new chair? How about a sectional? A new recliner or love seat? Buy one today. Get a free rug. Hurry up. Get to Menards before they're gone. In store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm telling you, you should open a business.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I've got an idea.
I hope you like it.
I love it. Just one question. What's that?
It's a chair. New plan. You make the furniture. I make the ideas. NBC makes them happen.
That was always the plan.
Bring us your best ideas. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Save on your fave at Arrowhead Supply.
Right now, get $200 off stressless signature base recliners, classic base recliners with power, and new stressless cross base recliners. Or get a free accessory with purchase. It's time for stressless. Shop Arrowhead Supply in Duluth and Virginia.
Stay connected to live local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Monday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6.
Tonight at 5, we heard from Duluth City Council President Eric Forsman about what he hopes to see from the council in the coming year. While the past 2 years have been dominated by the pandemic, he hopes to begin planning for the future, including improved safety in downtown, growing the economy, and more opportunities for childcare.
And coming up tonight at 6, Essentia Health is joining a nationwide study to test certain medicines for their effectiveness in treating COVID-19. How the study works and who they are asking to participate coming up at 6.
That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.